Hello everyone and welcome to today's video about the ROG Xbox Ally X. Now, this video is, well, I'm just gonna show you that this is indeed the ROG Xbox Ally X with the MCMC sticker. Fellow Malaysians, you know what this is. And I just want to talk about the new software because one of the biggest, I would say biggest hype, long-awaited feature about the new handheld device is Microsoft actually basically putting effort into making a variant of Windows 11 to cater towards this kind of handheld devices. So the moment you turn this device on, you will see this. And that is why this handheld is called the ROG Xbox Ally X. So the first thing that it will do is to launch Xbox. So this is the same Xbox app that we already have on Windows 11 PCs. And you can see it's in the full screen experience. So joysticks work, D-pad works, it just selects whatever that we want to do. And then we can go in here, search for games if we want to, the keyboard comes out. It's pretty well tuned for this kind of handheld devices. So I just want to, let's just say, okay, one thing that I want to highlight though is that we cannot go to select Wi-Fi for whatever reason. We cannot go to this little part here. And what else we can do here is to, this is the home menu, this is our profile, and we can go in and view our profile, view subscription, do the settings, all of those stuff. If you want to add me on Xbox, then go ahead. Then we also have the Game Pass menu here. So these are all of the Game Pass stuff. We can see the games, the promotions, upcoming games, all of those stuff. If you want to subscribe to the Game Pass, you can do that here. Or here is where the library is located. So these are all of the games that I have installed on the handheld device. For whatever reason, it only shows you Steam games and Xbox games. So as you can see, 5 out of my 6 games are from Steam, and Forza Horizon 5 is of course from the Xbox app. And then we also have the marketplace where we can find new games to play or buy. So it's all here. Oh, Silent Hill is here. Nice. And then we also have some of the usual stuff like the social stuff here. So here are all my friends, and also I can send message to them. Here are the download menu, and this is the Xbox menu. Basically just optimized for handheld devices, but there are more. So I do have my original ROG Ally here, but I will talk about that later. So one of the main features that you have right now is that when you press the Armoury Crate button, which is located at the top, but the ROG Ally has the Armoury Crate button here. So they did move things around, but this button will now bring up the overlay, but the old one is this button to bring up the overlay. So the overlay also got a major revamp, and this is where ROG's software comes into play. So if you press this, you can see this is the new Xbox overlay, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember what's the name, but if you hit Windows plus the G key, you will get this interface. This is the new interface. They call it the compact mode. I can disable the compact mode right here to return back to the interface. Maybe I won't do it here because it's kind of messy if I do it on a handheld device. But either way, this new interface, we can open the Armoury Crate SE, and we can also set the TDP of the handheld device here. So this is the default Windows. Silent is now 13 watts instead of 10 watts. And then performance is 17 watts instead of 15 watts. And turbo remains at 25 watts. If we plug it into a power source, maybe a power bank or the charger, then we will get 35 watts of power. As for the real-time monitor, this is the FPS meter, the wattage and whatnot. Yeah, we can show it up and then drag this around the screen as well. And that is what we're using for the gaming test of this device, which you can check it out, I think, down in the description below. I'm gonna turn it off right now. And control mode, okay, control mode is, well, you change how the joysticks and the buttons work. So for example, right now it's in technically gamepad mode because the D-pad and the joysticks works as expected. If I turn it to desktop mode, then it will become a mouse cursor, which that only works on certain games and also in desktop mode. We will talk about desktop mode in a while. And here are all of the other shortcuts, which is exactly the same as the ROG Ally. So I have it set up like this, but of course we can hit the Y button and customize how we want as well. So you can see opening Armoury Crate SE is considered one of the widgets that you can put here, and then operating mode, real-time monitor, control mode, and we can add more. So we can add an FPS limiter, resolution selector, LED brightness for the screen, AMD chill toggle button. So yeah, as for the buttons, you do have a lot more that you can put. So it kind of depends on what you want on your Armoury Crate, this command center, the shortcuts. On the side here, you can change the brightness and then change the volume as well. And here is going back to the edit mode. I have no idea why they have two ways to edit, to enter the edit menu. Again, you can either press the Y key or you can just hit here, press edit. Okay, and then if you hit the shoulder buttons, you can go to the next page in this control center here. And then here are all of the recently played games. So as you can see, I have Forza Horizon 5, Expedition 33, and also Silksong. Okay, and these are the three launchers that are present on this device. I actually have Hoyo Play as well, but for whatever reason it's not recognized. And then yeah, from here you can go directly to the Xbox home menu, or you can go to your library as well. So these are some of the shortcuts that you can use. Now back here in the settings menu, you can turn off your mic. Again, change your volume. This one is the screen brightness. I have no idea why the icon is like that, but okay. And then here you can show your keyboard. Exit full screen experience. We will talk about that later as well. And then from here you can shut down or whatever, and then change your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, and also turn on airplane mode. And heading into more settings will be all of these things, which I'm not gonna go through because a lot of people will just not really touch all of these settings. This menu here is Game Assist. You can use the integrated Microsoft Edge browser to browse the web when you are gaming. Again, this overlay will run on top of the games while you're playing. So technically you can just go into a pause menu, do a quick search here, and then hop back into your game. Here again, you can change your volume. This is the audio mixer, which is a very powerful tool in Windows operating systems, which I really love that they integrated it here as well. And you can do for both your audio out and audio in. That means your speakers and microphones. Camera, this camera icon is technically for capturing, and the shortcuts actually work the same as last time. So you can hit either M1 or M2 keys. Of course, I'm talking about the default settings. If you hold either one and press A key, it will take a screenshot. If you hold either key and press Y, it will start taking a video instead. Yeah, as you can see there, it's taking a video. So I can hit the back button, M1 or M2, press Y again to save that video. It's that simple. These are all of the shortcuts that I use since the ROG Ally days. And then here is the performance meter. Again, it's the same as the one that you already have on your Windows PC. Just hit the Windows plus G key and this overlay appears too. And here are the screenshots that I've saved. I actually have been playing with this I've actually been playing with this handheld device for the past week or so. I had a really great time with it, and here are some of the random screenshots that I took on Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and PC Mark for whatever reason, and these are the screenshots and videos that I took just now. And here is the widget store. Again, all of these things at the top here are technically widgets, so you can install more here, like Spotify, and yeah, all of these stuff are available for you. And here is the social part. Probably gonna censor all of my friends here, but yes, you can also send your messages here as well. And gaming Copilot. Okay, this feature is kind of funky because yeah, if you haven't already realized, the chipset used on the ROG Xbox Ally X in particular is the AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme. Yes, that's the full name. So it does have an NPU, and what you can do with it is to ask it for game recommendations. For example, I just hit that recommended button here, and then based on your recent mix of stylish action, hi-fi rush, and deep RPGs like Sea of Stars, like a Dragon Gaiden, they recommend me games like Lies of P, Hogwarts Legacy, Cocoon. Cocoon is a really good game. I recommend you to try that as well. Forza Motorsports, racing games are not really my cup of tea. And they also recommend Dying Light the Beast, which I have heard good things about. And instead of typing, you can also use your microphone. And finally, this menu is where we have all of the widgets. Again, we can enter the widget store or look at all of the widgets that we have here. And yeah, that's the overall feature for this overlay here. I would say they did a really good job in terms of integrating all of the Windows settings into this little overlay here, so you don't have to swipe here to use that taskbar or whatever. And just to show you a quick comparison between the ROG Xbox Ally X's new command center and the original ROG Ally, as you can see here, the old overlay is basically just like this. I mean, it works, but we don't have this quick bar here. I mean, I can also still revert it to how it looks last time, but then again, if I have these new bars at the top, it's just a lot more convenient, right? But then again, it's how you want to customize it, because they give you the options on how you want it to be as well, which is great in terms of customizations. Now, with that in mind, there is a few things that I need to highlight. So let me just turn on, let's just say Hollow Knight, for example, to show you how this feature works. So you can see I launched a Steam game using the Xbox app. It will start Steam for me, log in my account, and then start Hollow Knight. So what we can do while we're in the game is to actually hit the Xbox button. It will bring up this overlay as well, which instead of going to the command center, it will go to this menu. Okay, I mean, there's two buttons to go back to the more or less the same menus. So what we can actually do is to hold the Xbox button and head into this menu. So now we can technically multitask. We can either use the RB or LB buttons to go left or right, and then we can just hit the X button to go to that specific app. For example, if I want to close Hollow Knight right now, I can just select this, hit this button, X, to close. Beep. And there we go, it's closed. Yeah, it's that simple. So this is the new handheld menu, handheld version of Windows 11, which I think they did a really good job in terms of integrating everything into a simple to use menu without using touchscreens on such a small screen to navigate around Windows 11. But we can still go back to the desktop mode. So let me just show you how to do that. Oh yeah, you can also swipe up to go back to this menu instead of just holding on the Xbox button. So that's another way that you can use this. And then we can go to desktop, Windows desktop. As you can see here, it says Windows desktop. You can use your joystick or D-pad to navigate here, press X and hit there, or you can use the touchscreen. It will of course show you a warning. It shows you use a keyboard and mouse or touch for the best experience. You can set it to not remind you, but I'm not gonna do that here. I'll just hit continue. And you can see this little white bar coming out here. That is your taskbar. So the Xbox app will become a window and this new button will appear. Xbox full screen. If you tap it there, then you will go back to the full screen menu that we have just now. But now we are just back into the basic Windows 11 home screen. And this is where you will have to use the desktop mode for the control mode. I think this is still in the early versions of the software, so that's why the auto mode doesn't automatically change to desktop when we're in the desktop mode. But when we manually do that, then we have a cursor with the right joystick, and this is actually to select files, arrow keys more like, and then we have left click with the RB and right click with the right trigger, RT. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. In here, everything works as expected, so you can also just hit here, do all the things that you want to do, and that's about it. And in this desktop mode, it's just what we expected from all of the other Windows PC that we have used so far. We are familiar with it, so there's really nothing much to talk about. But the Armoury Crate SE, as you can see, the icon is now in this new color. It's more blue with a slight hint of magenta, I think. So as you can see here, the interface has changed a little. So if we go to this next menu here, you can see it shows you all of the things that we can do. Last time, this menu is more not so organized as a 4x3 grid here, but we can do a lot of things here as well. We can update, do the performance here, and also look at some system stats, eco assist, all of those stuff. And this is very important, your memory assigned to GPU. So this is where you set the VRAM, the allocated system memory for your GPU, integrated GPU. For me, I just set it to auto. That's good enough, but there is 24 gigs of RAM in the ROG Xbox Ally X, so you can technically just use 8 gigs or maybe 12 gigs of your system memory allocated to the VRAM. And here you can find all of the AMD graphics features, so you can enable or disable whichever that you want. And also you can tune your RGB lighting here. Usually what I will do is to turn it off because I don't find it to offer me anything extra. It's just a bunch of distraction and also kind of suck the battery life as well. And then another main highlight is the keyboard shortcuts. So you can set some keyboard shortcuts to open the Armoury Crate SE, which is this software that we're using, and the command center, which is this one. This is a bit more important if you are using the ROG Xbox Ally X as a desktop as well, not as desktop, as a laptop, because they also sell the ROG Bulwark dock, which converts the ROG Xbox Ally X as a laptop, because you can connect your own keyboard and mouse and all of those stuff to this device via one of the USB-C ports at the top. And then here we have the campaign, which is all of the offers, news updates from ROG themselves, and this is my profile, which I have not logged in. So yeah, that's the new Armoury Crate SE, and there are some differences. So for example, this logo is all black in color, but if we hit here, now you can see the menu is totally different from this one. The new one is in a 4x3 grid, but this old one is more double grid, I would say, 2x2 and then a 3x2. And here is all the command center buttons that we can customize, but for the new interface, it's all integrated into this menu here. So that's one big change. And this campaign remains the same. This one, yeah, this is all the, and here are all of the screenshots that I took by holding the M1 or M2 keys and press A. It was on the Armoury Crate SE, but now it has been integrated into the Xbox app. I would say it's just much more cohesive in terms of the experience of using this new handheld, because the software is a lot more refined compared to last time. And that's pretty much it in terms of the new ROG Xbox Ally X with the new Xbox UI for handheld devices. So what if you don't want to use this new interface? By default, if you restart, then it will immediately boot into the full screen menu. Let's just try to return to the full screen menu. If you hit into the Xbox full screen here, it will say you will need to restart to get the best performance possible. We'll talk about this in a separate video. We did a benchmark with and without the desktop mode, and the performance is just basically not that much different, so you don't really have to care about the optimization and whatnot. Same goes to the battery life as well. But if we just head back here, if we just go back to the this menu, so let's just say we stay in this menu and then we restart. What will happen by default? Yeah, there you have it. When we boot up, it will immediately launch the Xbox app in the handheld UI. If you don't want to use this menu, then yes, you can actually change it. So let me just go to the overlay menu. So in the overlay menu, you can head into the settings, go all the way down, more settings. We can head into the gaming features. Oh, you can't do it here, but then open Windows settings then. And here, if you head into gaming, full screen experience, you can actually turn it off. I'm just gonna zoom it in for you guys to see. You can turn it off. So one weird thing that I realized is that you can choose home app. It's either none, which directly turns off the full screen experience entirely, or you can still have the home app as Xbox but turn off the full screen experience. So what this happens is that it will immediately just go to the desktop mode. That's all that we have to share with you here in today's video about the new ROG Xbox Ally X and its UI. I would have to say this new UI is actually very useful. I mean, this thing in particular. There are some weird quirks still, but then again, it's a very huge improvement over the previous generation. I'm not sure if the update will come to the original ROG Ally and the Ally X, but if you pick up the new ROG Xbox Ally and the Ally X, then you will get this much more comfortable grip. Yeah, this new grip is actually, the design looks weird, I admit, but the new grip is so much more comfortable than before. So yeah, watch our other videos regarding the ROG Xbox Ally X in the description below, including our teardown and also the repairability of it. And we will see you guys in our next video. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Yes, goodbye.